In this video, we're going to talk about what the cost of attendance means when you're applying to college. So cost of attendance is basically the amount that it's going to cost you to attend a particular university, usually for 1 year. If it's some kind of 18-month program, they might put it for the 18-month period, but usually it's 1 year. You're going to have the fall and you're going to have the spring semester. It's going to be broken out into 2 semesters. That's the cost of attendance, usually abbreviated COA. Now, the types of things that are going to be included in cost of attendance are the tuition and fees to attend the university, but also you're going to have things like room and board, so that's how much it's going to cost you to live at the university, so to live in a dorm, and then board, talking about your food costs and so forth. Now, if you live off campus, or you plan to live off campus, then they actually estimate a cost for that as well. They'll have some kind of cost of living expenditure and so forth. But also the books is quite expensive for textbooks, supplies, even something like a computer. So there could be different kinds of other expenses like a laptop or something maybe the school requires that you use, transportation to and from your home and so forth. So all these things, the school is going to look ahead and say, hey, we expect that you're going to spend some money on transportation or school supplies, and so we're going to work that into our estimate of how much it costs to go to school here. Now, the school may even include, not all schools do this, but it may include study abroad costs as well. And it may include things, for example, if you have a child or a dependent that you care for, child care costs or dependent care costs could be part of your cost of attendance. And then if you have a disability, any costs related to the disability could be included in your cost of attendance as well. Now, the reason that cost of attendance is important is because cost of attendance is going to be used to calculate your financial need. So when you are applying to your dream school and you're wondering, I wonder what they're going to calculate as my financial need. Well, you're going to take the cost of attendance, and then they're going to subtract your EFC, your expected family contribution. So that's going to determine what your financial need is. Now, the university might not meet your full financial need, right? And you'll have a better chance of getting your need met if you're in, like, let's say the top 25% of applicants. But the cost of attendance is a factor in determining this need. So EFC is going to be the same no matter what college you apply to, right? So let's say your EFC is $2,000. Well, no matter what college you apply to, the EFC is still going to be $2,000. But let's say you apply to 2 universities. So here's University 1, and the cost of attendance there is, let's say, $40,000. Then your EFC is $2,000. So your need is going to be $38,000. Now, the university will go and see if they can come up with an aid package, and then they will put the aid and tell you what your unmet need is, right? That aid package they give you might not meet your full financial need, but the cost of attendance is used to calculate your need and ultimately going to determine how much you have to pay out of pocket to go to college. Now, you might have another college, that says, okay, well, our cost of attendance is $20,000. It's a more inexpensive college. Your EFC will still be $2,000. And now your need will be $18,000 at this college. Now you might think, well, hey, definitely this college number 2 is going to be the more reasonably priced one because look, it has a $20,000 cheaper per year cost of attendance. But bear in mind that it's not just about that, because you also have to factor in the aid. The amount of aid that the school gives you. Think of the cost of attendance. That's kind of like the sticker price, right? And remember that colleges discount their tuition. They discount this sticker price for students that they really want. So maybe it could be the case that at school number 1, even though it has a higher cost of attendance, maybe you're in like the top 10% of applicants at school number 1. And so they give you a really good aid package, right? They give you a really big academic scholarship and so forth. And so let's just say they meet your full need, right? And you might have some other things in there too, Pell Grants and so forth. But let's say they meet your full need, and then maybe the other school, maybe this was kind of a reach school for you. Maybe it's just you're not in the top 25% of applicants or so forth. You're kind of middle of the road, and so they don't necessarily want you as badly. And so maybe they end up giving you an aid package of, let's say, $13,000, right? And so in that case, then you have, with college number 2, even though their cost of attendance is a lot cheaper, you have what's called unmet need, where the package that they offered you did not meet your full need, right? And so it's not as simple, too, as just looking at the aid. You want to think, well, how much of that $38,000 is loans, how much is scholarships, grants, etc. And we'll talk about that in future videos. I just want to get you accustomed to the idea that you don't want to just look at one college's cost of attendance and then look at another college's cost of attendance and say, oh, I can't afford this one or so forth, because just kind of think about this as a sticker price. And what you really want to look at is what's like the average aid that the university gives out. How do I stack up as a student compared to the other people in the class? Am I in the top 25%, top 50%, top 10%? Because that's going to determine how bad the school wants you and what your aid package ultimately reflects.